Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Toxicroak. Toxicroak on a team that is very near and dear to my heart, guys. This is my legend team from last season. And with the introduction of the overpowered, large, tanky spider, I've got people asking me, hey, is your legend team still going to be good with Araquanid in the meta? And I said, I don't know. What better way than to give it a try, guys? So that's what we're doing today with my old team. And Toxicroak plays a very key role on my legend team from last season. It will be in the back, serving as the closer on my legend team, along with good old Sableye, one of my absolute favorite Pokemon in the Great League meta. Sableye, of course, is going to definitely be the safe swap on this team, as safe swap can flip switch advantage like you wouldn't believe. One of my favorite all-time Pokemon in the Great League meta. Sableye is going to be on the safe swap, along with everyone's favorite large, cuddly walrus. The overpowered walrus will be on the lead with this team, guys. I had to try it. I had to see how it would fare up against an Araquanid meta. And it did not disappoint. Walrein, always strong, always overpowered. I had a blast with my old team, but before we dive into the featured side of the video, we're starting things off with a few bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go, picking up an Azumarill lead. Of course, nowadays, guys, whenever you see Azumarill on the lead, you gotta always be thinking fellow content creator Tho Technical's signature team that goes way back to Season 2. Particularly now because he has recently started featuring his old team. He's dusted it off with the introduction of Shadow, Alolan Marowak, so that's what we're thinking. So we're going to play out this Azumarill matchup here. My Walrein does hit the break points and bulk points to absolutely dominate Azumarill in the Zero Shield, and that is exactly what we do. We said bye-bye Azumarill, and they come in with a Sableye, so now I'm definitely thinking that this is Tho Technical's signature team that dates back to Season 2. This team has been quite strong for quite some time. So we go into Sableye to play out the mirror matchup. I'm thinking if there's a Shadow, Alolan Marowak in the back, and if we can get shields down, if we play this out to the 2 shield, Toxicroak can do very well. And of course, the third shield phenomenon was insane last night, guys. All kinds of crazy lag. I'm glad we did shield there because I never want to have my opponent be at a disadvantage. But that third shield phenomenon was in full force last night, guys. So we did go down on shields. We want to grab their last shield because if there isn't a Alolan Marowak in the back, we want to have shields down so that we can take it out with our Toxicroak. Of course, Toxicroak does have access to super effective mud bombs, and they do take out our Sableye. So what we're going to look to do is farm this Sableye all the way down. We want to really load up on energy. We know that we live a resisted foul play, no problem. We're going to look to load up on energy, and there it is, right on cue. This is Tho's signature team, and we loaded up on energy to perfection. We got Mud Bomb number 1 going at that Shadow Alolan Marowak. And it is followed by Mud Bomb number 2, which will absolutely be sending the Alolan Marowak packing. Bye-bye, Alolan Marowak, and we powder snow down the Sableye. Rustin, I left this one in here for you, my man, because I know you were telling me about Tho's team. So I had to demonstrate how to beat that team. This team beats Tho's team. No problem. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I always have fun with my old team. It's just, everyone has that go-to team that they're just incredibly comfortable with. This is one of those teams for me. And here we go, met with an Umbreon on the lead. Pretty neutral matchup. So the way you play Umbreon with this team is you just got to stay in. And if you play it correctly, you can actually win lead, and I started catching on to that as I battled on throughout the night, and of course, I told you guys that third shield was in full force, and it struck yet again right there. So we're already at a disadvantage. Our opponent got the third shield benefit, so now our plan is completely out of the window. So I think the best way to play Umbreon is to go for the Earthquake right off, because if you want to beat Umbreon, you have to go Earthquake and 2 Icicle Spears. They're much less likely to shield the bigger move at full health, so if you go for the Earthquake right away, you will either grab a shield advantage with your 2 Icicle Spears, or you'll just take out the Umbreon completely if they choose to not go down on shields. But that plan is completely out of the window as the third shield phenomenon struck on us, so we let our Walrein go down. That is the alternate way to play it, and you can still have success by letting Walrein go down as well. And they meet us with a Skarmory, so we come in with our Sableye, and we will shield up the Sky Attack. We kind of have to get rid of this Skarmory here, guys, so we will play out the 2 shield if necessary. At the very least, the Skarmory will be quite low. So we're going to go for back-to-back foul plays. We go for the first one, and we'll throw 1 Shadow Claw and look to CMP tie them to their next Sky Attack, forcing them to make a decision. Do they want to go down on shields? They do not. They let the Skarmory go down. That is amazing. So they're going to look to throw immediately with their Umbreon. 1 foul play does not KO us from this range, as our Sableye is a rank 1 XL, I must say. Very proud of my Sableye, and they do catch our foul play onto a Venusaur, and they shield it. So we've got some loaded energy on our Toxicroak. We're just going to look to bait with a Mud Bomb. Both of our moves do hit for neutral damage, and they do still have a shield up, so we might as well keep up with the pace of this Venusaur and just play it safe, go straight Mud Bomb. They're doing enough damage, and Toxicroak hits hard enough to where the resisted counters actually add up. And looks like they lagged a little bit. We got a couple of extra counters in. But I have to say, I think it balances out because they did benefit from a third shield, and it was just about lights out, guys. We were going to outpace to another Mud Bomb, which would have sealed the deal. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. So yeah, guys, in case you're wondering, my team still does pretty darn well, even with Araquanid in the meta. It's still very strong. And here we go, picking up an awful lead in Bastion. So on Bastion leads, I'll stay in and try and threaten with a double super effective Earthquake, as we do outpace, but they tried to catch it on their Shadow Victory Bell. So typically you can see all kinds of things behind Bastion these days. You generally see Metachan behind Bastion, but you can also see the double Razor Leaf or variation. That's what this is looking like. So we pressured both of those shields, as we did have loaded energy, and we're going to make a play into our Sableye. They do get to a potential Leaf Blade, so we will shield that up and look to get rid of this Shadow Razor Leafer here. And we also, I'm thinking that there's another Razor Leafer in the back, so Toxicroak is looking pretty good. We're going to preserve that last shield for Toxicroak to close out this game, potentially. And they do come back in with the Bastion and it looks like they're going to go for the farm down and really load up on energy. So we're just going to do as much damage as we can to the Bastion. Our Walrein is quite low, so we've got to put all of the hope and faith on Toxicroak. And right here, I made a bonehead play, guys. I lost track of how much energy my Walrein had. I thought I was closer to an Earthquake, but I clearly wasn't. And I just give them extra farm there, so I know that they're at nearly back-to-back flamethrowers. Of course, you cannot store 2, but they will get to another one. And we do tank a flamethrower, no problem. We're just going to look to farm this thing all the way down. I'm fully expecting another Shadow Razor Leafer in the back, so I want to be very close to a Sludge Bomb. But no, it's a Shadow Abomasnow. It can run Razor Leaf, but this one's running Powder Snow. But it doesn't matter because we're saying bye-bye to it with a super effective Sludge Bomb. And that Bastion was just about done as they concede the match. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I've always got to get things rolling with some fun bonus battles as we move into the featured set of the video. We're met with another Umbreon on the lead. So, again, I was finding as the battles went on, the best way is to go for the Earthquake right off, but I was playing it in a different way. I would just go for the 2 Icicle Spears, because like I said, if you want to win lead against Umbreon, you're going to have to land 2 Icicle Spears plus an Earthquake. That is how bulky Umbreon is. So for this particular one, I was just going for the 2 Icicle Spears first, but I think the best way is to go for the Earthquake first, which will allow you to either grab some shields with your 2 Icicle Spears or take out the Umbreon completely. So we're going for this Icicle Spear here. They did go for the double foul play, and they swap out into a Machamp. So we go with a Toxicroak here. The reason why is because I know that we can beat this Machamp with our Toxicroak, and I didn't want to have our Sableye stuck in on that Umbreon that is still relatively healthy. So we meet this with our Toxicroak. We did tank the Cross Chop, and they will get to another one, and if we want to flip switch, we're going to have to shield up the second Cross Chop and then look to farm down, which will give us loaded energy to threaten whatever comes back in. I'm not sure if Umbreon is the right answer, but they do come in with it, so we're going to send it packing with a Sludge Bomb if they decide to no shield and they let their Umbreon go down. That is amazing. That is beautiful for our Sableye in the back, and they've got a Meganium. So we're going to look to pressure that last shield with the threat of a super effective Sludge Bomb, and we know that we have loaded energy on our Walrein, so we're going to look to combo play after grabbing the shield and really chunk some health on this very bulky Meganium with an Icicle Spear. And this Meganium is just about done. We're going to finish it off with our low health Toxicroak. Holy smokes, Sableye didn't even see the field, guys. Walrein and Toxicroak going 2v3. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Guys, you know a team is good when you can go 2v3 against a very strong team. My team is still as strong as ever. And here we go. Tapufini on the lead. Very interesting lead. Walrein can beat Tapufini in a 0 shield. We just outpaced to these Earthquakes, and they hit pretty hard on Tapufini. So we're going to go for the first Earthquake and see what they want to do. If they let it go through, it'll do quite a bit of neutral damage, and it does. It is in the low yellow, so we're thinking a Icicle Spear plus Powder Snows will be enough to take lead on this Tapufini here. We tank the Moonblast long enough to get off a Icicle Spear, and if they want to let this go, it'll get them quite low, and they swap out into a Registeel. So we meet this Registeel with our Toxicroak. Toxicroak, of course, is our best answer to a Steel type, as we do apply super effective fast move pressure with our counters. So we're going to shield up the first Zap Cannon and look to load up on energy and go for Mud Bomb number 1. Going to be doing quite a bit of super effective damage. We have been debuffed, but Toxicroak hits like a truck, and we can now farm this thing down. We don't have to shield this. They don't have the energy for a Zap Cannon. This is just a resisted Focus Blast. Still does quite a bit, but not enough to take us out, of course, and we are still relatively healthy. They come in with a Sableye, so we're just going to look to get off as much damage as we possibly can on the Sableye. They are still up a shield. They do still have a shield advantage, and we are just going to unload these Mud Bombs just as fast as we get to them. Yes, they are debuffed, but they are adding up, and this battler is still not shielding, guys. Guys, this is a lesson in falling in love with having a shield advantage. And you'll find out, but the game lags out again here. I'm thinking you better come in with the right Pokemon, because we definitely chose Sableye. Unfortunately, it does. So this Sableye is so low. They fell so in love with having a shield advantage that they're going to take those shields to the grave, guys, because we're farming this thing all the way down. We don't even have to throw a move. This Sableye is low enough to where we can just Shadow Claw everything down. And they go down with 2 shields. Never, ever fall in love with having a shield advantage. You got to use them at some point. But good game, well played nonetheless. And you guys, the team was still working for us last night, and I'll definitely be using my old team. Moving forward, I have no fear of that large, overpowered spider whatsoever. And here we go. We are met with a Hypno on the lead, and I got the lag was in full force last night, guys. The lag was ridiculous. Look at this. We are in a staring contest. I don't know where they are on energy, but they make an aggressive play into a Drapion, so we go into Toxicroak. And we're not lagging here, guys. We're just trying to let them catch up, but you never know if they're still getting moves through. So I just periodically throw counters. I don't know if they do have the energy, but to compensate and to help them out, I committed to not shielding anything from the Drapion. And of course, we do have loads of energy. That is so unfortunate, but you know what, guys? We had our fair share on the losing end of the lag phenomenon last night as well. Not much we can do about that. We just control what we can control. And I made the decision to no shield some moves just to compensate. I didn't fully farm it down, so that's the best I could do without putting myself at a disadvantage. Because again, you can, try to help them out and they're still loading up on energy, but you just can't see it. So we control whenever there's lag. We do come back in with the Sableye, and again, I decided to not shield that, let them get ahead. And they make a play back into a Scrafty. So we come in with Walrein, guys, because we had loaded energy on our Walrein. We want to grab that last shield from the Scrafty. Walrein with an energy advantage, even with the type disadvantage, can put in the work in the Great League, guys. Look at this. We are going to work on the Scrafty. We don't intend on shielding anything. We know that this is just a power-up punch, and we know that we are bulky enough to get to another Icicle Spear, which will essentially put the Scrafty within farm down range, even with resisted Shadow Claws. The plan here was to 2-shield Sableye and take out the Hypno in the back. We're shielding everything from this Scrafty. The lose con would be to no shield a potential foul play. And they do come back in with the Hypno. We don't need a charge move for Scrafty, so we're going to spend it here. We say bye-bye to the Hypno, and the Scrafty was just about done. Had some unfortunate lag in that one, but it is what it is. Not a whole lot we can do about that. That's going to be a good game. Well played nonetheless. I'm telling you guys, you have a good team when it can still perform extremely well, even as the meta shifts in various ways. And here we go. We are met with a Galarian Stunfisk on the lead. We go into Sableye, and they meet us with a Pidgeot. That's an amazing answer to our Sableye. But we did get a slight energy lead on the Pidgeot, so we're going to look to go for back-to-back foul plays before they can get off a potential Feather Dance. They did shield out of caution because it very well could have been a return, and that would have spelled out disaster for the Pidgeot. But we're going to go for another foul play, trying to chip as much of this Pidgeot's health as we can before they debuff us with the Feather Dance. And there it is. But Sableye is so strong that I'm thinking we can get to another foul play. And I don't think it'll quite KO, but that'll actually work out because that will give our Walrein some additional farm, which could come in handy if that Stunfisk finds its way back onto our Walrein. So gonna tank whatever this is. Even if it was a Brave Bird, we knew that we would have lived it. So they come back in with the Stunfisk, and we come in with Toxicroak, and they meet us with another Flyer. Holy smokes. They had a Pelipper in the back. I haven't seen one of these in ages, but Pelipper, believe it or not, guys, is actually one of the best answers to an Araquanid. So you may see the rise of Pelipper yet again in the Great League. So we're going to make do with this situation. We go for that hard-hitting Sludge Bomb, and that nearly takes out the Pelipper, which gives us enough farm to have enough of an energy lead on the Stunfisk to where I'm thinking we can take this with a shield advantage, guys. We, of course, have to shield up both of these Rock Slides. Rock Slide would be getting us pretty low. And their win con is to call a bait here, guys. A lot of Walreins would love to bait, but we're not baiting, and we're doing loads of damage to the Stunfisk. And that could not have worked out better, guys. Sometimes it pays to not play that bait game. You have to know your opponent's win condition and play to that. And we just farm it down with our Walrein. Walrein closing it strong. Holy smokes. It is an animal in the Great League. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. You beginning to see the power of this team overcoming a mon-for-mon hard counter. My goodness, this team is powerful. And here we go, guys. The moment of truth. We got the big overpowered tanky spider on the lead with our Walrein, and it is running Infestation. So that is actually slightly better for our Sableye, as we can beat Araquanid that runs Infestation because the bug bite damage is not there. So we do go for a foul play here. And I wasn't sure if they were going to try and bait our shield with a bubble beam, but no, they go right for that big bug buzz. And that is unfortunate. We tried to call the bait there. They hit us with a bug buzz, and it does loads of damage as they make a play into a Stunfisk. So we are just going to rip off as many foul plays as we possibly can before the Stunfisk can take us out. The play for them is to farm all the way down and have loaded energy for whatever we bring back in. I don't think we'll make it to another foul play. We tried to, but we just couldn't quite get there. So we come in with Toxicroak and look to get ahead on energy. They could absolutely try to nuke us with an Earthquake, and that's a good shield right there as we farm it down. Expecting the Araquanid to maybe come back in, but knowing that we have a Walrein, it's likely that they're going to preserve it for our Walrein. They do come in with a Sableye, so we're going to look to put the pressure on the Sableye with as many mud bombs as we can possibly get to. We know that we tank a resisted foul play, but we are getting low, so I'm going to just let this go and try and put our faith into our Walrein to put in the work here, but not before getting off another mud bomb. This will be getting the Sableye quite low. I'm not sure if they'll want to take a shield advantage, but no, they do shield, so it is Walrein time, guys. The moment of truth. We're going to see if Walrein can pull this out for us. We do tank the foul play because I was thinking Bug Buzz does more base damage and it does have stab, so I was thinking that would do the most damage to us. So we do tank that foul play. It does hurt. We are even on shields. They are running Infestation, so they're not applying nearly as much fast move pressure, but they are applying way more charge move pressure as Infestation generates energy significantly better than Bug Bite. We do shield up, correctly shield up a Bug Buzz, and we do draw a shield from the Araquanid. Oh my goodness, Walrein is trying its very best against its hardest counter, and they take us out with a Bug Buzz. Our Toxicroak is still healthy. We are resisting these infestations, and we just need to get to one more Mud Bomb, but we just can't quite get to it. The Sableye farms us down. My goodness, guys. Oh my goodness, that was razor thin, guys. We were so close to that mud bomb, almost taking out an Araquanid team, but couldn't quite get it done. But that is okay. Good game, very well played to our opponent. And that is the team, guys. Unfortunately, that was the only Araquanid team that we saw, guys, out of 20 battles. That was insane. I was really hoping to see more Araquanids because I really wanted to test my team out. I would have to say one battle, one very narrow loss is not nearly enough data to come to a full conclusion. We'll just have to see as time goes on. But you saw there, guys, that was razor thin. Almost took out that Araquanid team. But I think as we see more Araquanid teams with my signature legend team, we'll have to see how it fares. But I feel comfortable going up against Araquanid. I like I said, I have no fear whatsoever of the spider. I think this team will still do very well, even with Araquanid in the meta. I had a blast, guys. I wanted to give you guys an updated look at my legend team from last season. As you saw in many of those battles, it is still just as strong as it has been. I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.